Okay, guys, so we installed our XAMPP. Let's run our XAMPP app. So this is how it looks like. Go to Manage Service, run all of these servers. So let me explain you each of these servers. So Apache Web Server, this is the service itself. Pro FTPD, it means it's the feature to access the files on this server, and MySQL database, it is a database itself which we will be now working with. So since you start all of your servers, we will now go to the browser. In the web URL, write localhost. This is localhost. Whenever you will type localhost, it will show you the XAMPP server. So this is locally run XAMPP server. So once you came to the localhost, so here, if in case we'll be using later on, let's say a GoDaddy or an internet hosting, that can be www.yourwebsite.com, for example. This is will be instead of localhost. So go to localhost. You can click here phpMyAdmin, or you can write here phpMyAdmin and come to the phpMyAdmin. phpMyAdmin, this is a basic tool provided by all the hosting server to manage your database. This phpMyAdmin available with the 99.9% of all the servers, and this is how you can manage your server. Okay, so mostly with the phpMyAdmin you can manage a database. So for our purpose, let's say we're creating the application Facebook, and for this application we want on our server to be a dedicated server that will contain all the user informations, all the media files, every single detail, posts, comments, etc. So in order to store all of these information, we need to create a database on our server. So with the phpMyAdmin, we can do this. So by coming to the phpMyAdmin, we click this button, which is a new, to create a new database. Here I will write FB, which is for Facebook. And here, collation, means a coding for acceptance of different typography. Um, Here it's written multilingual, case insensitive. So this means, let's say, when you will be typing in the writing with the Chinese language, or you will type with the Russian language Cyrillic, or you will use Arabic language to type. So when we select UTF-8 Unicode, it will accept all the languages and all the typographies. So this is what we're gonna do. We'll make it of type UTF-8 Unicode, so even Chinese Arab people may use our app. In case if we don't select that one, if we, let's say, keep it general, if someone from China will type in his language in the server, it will save with not as he wrote it. It can be with the Latin alphabets saved. So that's why we'll use UTF-8 Unicode, and we click create. So this is the database which we have created, Facebook. As you can see here, we got no tables inside. Database, it doesn't mean a tables. Database, it means just a room where we can store all of our tables. So let me just quickly take you through the phpMyAdmin panel. So phpMyAdmin, when you come here on the left side here, all your databases. Here, this one is the structure of the database. Let's say when we go to phpMyAdmin, we go to SQL. Here we can write some SQL commands. We'll be learning this later on. We can search something in database, we can make query, we can export database, we can import some information from the database. Here we can do some operations, and here we can declare the rights privileges, and here will be routines and events. We never gonna use it. So here triggers as well, and the rest of the features which we're never going to use. So quite simple. Now what we need is, as we want now to register the user, when a user run the app, he types all of his information and he clicks, let's say, register, we want in the server to appear this record which user saved his personal information like email, password, etc. So for that purpose, inside of the database, as I told you, it's something like a room where we can store all the tables and spreadsheets. We will create a one table with the name users. So in the users database, we gonna keep all user related information. It can be email, it will be password, first name, last name, and so on. So the number of columns will be creating 9 because we need to have a unique ID, we need to have email, we need to have first name and last name, password, sold, birthday, gender, and date created. So total 9 columns. And we will now go through this. So the name of the table, we will write users. Go. So here you must be very careful. Okay, this one, the column number 1, the name will be ID. This will be a unique ID of every single person. Here the type will be integer because it will consist of the numbers. And the length, let's write 11 digits. So it means it will be some 11 digit unique ID up to 11. Here we keep it as it is. Collation, we will keep it as it is. Then we write auto increment, primary, and we click go. So auto increment means whenever the user will be registered, this ID gonna be generated automatically. So the app won't send, for example, when we register a user, the app will send the email address to be saved in the database, but it will not send ID because ID will be generated by the server automatically. Okay, so this is auto increment. We're done with this. So we want ID to be of type numbers, total 11. Even you can put here 100 if you will have a billions of users. But as a default, I'll keep it 11. Then here, collation. This is, we don't need that because these going to be a numbers, not text. And here will be primary. And here we can select that this to be unique. So we select the ID unique. We never want the ID to be same of 2 users, let's say. Okay, we have done with the ID column. The next column will be email. As you remember, the first that our app asks is the email. So here it won't be integer, it will be varchar. So which means characters or text. The maximum characters allowed, I will just put it 100. Here we gonna make it, let's say UTF Unicode if you want. And that one will be unique as well. Here we click go and we click go again. So this will be a unique as well. The next column we're gonna create will be first name. First name. Be very careful while writing these names of the tables. So first name will be of type varchar, and here again by default I will put 100. Here UTF-8 Unicode. So for the name is not important to be unique. It can be it cannot be unique. Maybe 100 or million of people having the same names. And then we have a last name. Last name will make it of type varchar. Maximum number of characters, let's keep it 100, and UTF-8 Unicode. Then after the last name, you remember we got a password. Password will be of varchar. Let's maximum allow 20 characters. And let's here write UTF Unicode, UTF-8 Unicode. Okay, then we got one value which called salt. I will now explain you what is that. That one will be of type binary. So come here, come down and select binary. And the maximum number of characters is very important to keep it same like a password. So here we have 20, here we have 20. And this is of type of binary, so we're done here. So what is actually salt? Okay, let's say your password will be hello my dear. This is going to be your password. So how we'll save it in the server? So we will first of all we'll crypt this value hello my dear. So once we crypt that, it's going to look something like this. And how we're going to crypt it? So hello my dear plus, and here will be a auto-generated string added, something like this. So this value, the password which the user typed, hello my dear, and this will be the salt. This will be the salt. This is the password that user typed, and that's gonna be a salt. This both values combine concatenated strings. This will be uh, encrypted, and it will be stored in password. In salt, it will store this value. So then how we will request it? We will request the encrypted value. This is the one which finally we will get. We will deduct from this, let's say, this one, salt, and we will check if we, from that one, if we take the salt, is it gonna be hello my dear or not? If it is yes, then means the user can log in. It's quite difficult to understand now, but since we will start to program the code, the picture will get clear. More better and more clear. Okay, so this will be a salt. So password and salt will be combined together, then it will be stored in the server for the security reason. So the next column which we got was birthday. Birthday will store as a varchar. Let's, as usual, by default, let's keep maximum 100 characters. And we can still select UTF-8 Unicode. Then the next one which we got will be gender. Gender, we can make it of type varchar again. The maximum value, let's put 10. Here we'll select UTF-8 Unicode. It's just a good practice to keep UTF-8 Unicode. And the last one, we must always, for any column, for any table, we must always create a next column which is a date created, which will be a timestamp. Here, select timestamp. This is integer. Just scroll it down, timestamp. Okay, so here we must select current timestamp. Here we'll select on update current timestamp. So this is actually what we're gonna do. So here we can even put none. It really it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is our table. Let's save it now. Okay, let's do one thing here. We will change it, current timestamp, and here it will show you the SQL commands. Instead of doing manually, you can also do it writing the code. So you can do it also writing the code. Whenever you do any action in PHPMyAdmin using these panels, it will always show you the SQL code. So you can write the same here as a command, click go, and it will show you, it will execute it. So it's same like using a terminal. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet which we have created, the table. Let's now go through this. Select your database FB, Facebook. Inside of this we see a users. So select the users, it will show you that there are no records. You can go to the structure, it will show you the tables, the columns with its parameters. So this is how it looks like. So in this table will be stored all user related information. So why we haven't included here, let's say, the user profile picture, the cover picture, because yet not we haven't reached this. So upon the progress, when we will be reaching the user profile picture, the cover picture, we will be upgrading this table, which is a users, by adding, let's say, user profile picture, cover, address, school, university, everything. So we will gradually upon the progress update this tables and the full R project. So well done, guys. Make sure that your table is looking exactly the same. It is a must, it's very important. And the secondly, make sure that the names you have written it correctly. Good job, guys. Congrats.